And with Schumer having hopes of having the bill on the floor the week of December 13th, the debt ceiling debacle may have that deadline pushed back. Obviously, at this time, Republicans are not willing to help Democrats raise the debt ceiling. This is because, politically speaking, Republicans want the Democrats to own this extra debt. On the campaign trail, they want to be able to say, it's the Democrats' fault for the increase in our national debt. On the flip side of things, Democrats say that they helped Republicans raise the debt ceiling during the Trump era, and that they're also partially responsible for the extra debt. Democrats have also attacked Republicans for their tax cut during the Trump administration, which they say was a tax cut for the rich, and also added to the national debt. To that, GOP Senator Chuck Grassley says this is a major inconsistency, and the tax cut actually greatly helped the middle class.
I'd like to point out the inconsistency of the Democrats. Remember how they attacked Republicans? The tax cut of 2017 was tax cut for the rich, even though the top 1% ended up paying a higher percentage of the total tax coming into the federal treasury than they did before 2017. And then Democrats always want you to believe that they're always worried about the middle class. Well, in this particular time, the Build Back Better really stands for Blue State Billionaire Bailout. And I don't know how you can make that any more clear than what these charts already show. But it's giving tax cuts to the millionaires and billionaires, mostly in the coastal and states and the blue states of our country. And Democrats are worried about those people. And they want you to believe that they're only worried about the middle class or the lower income classes. So this is something that will bring down their Build Back Better, because it was really a blue state billionaire bailout.
So Grassley says that the Build Back Better Act gives tax cuts to millionaires and billionaires, whereas Trump's tax cuts actually help the middle class much more. Grassley and other Republicans are basically calling Democrats hypocrites. These tax cuts Grassley speaks of are the sole provisions some Democrats would like to have added to the bill. During the Trump tax cuts, he made it so people could only deduct up to $10,000 of their state and local taxes from their federal tax returns. So if someone who earned $1 million annually in the state of California, they would owe right around $100,000 in state income taxes. Of those taxes, they would only be able to deduct up to $10,000 of it on their federal tax returns. In the Build Back Better bill, some Democrats wish to raise the cap to $80,000. So in the same scenario, the person who earned $1 million per year would be able to deduct $80,000 on their federal returns. Republicans say this is unfair and only benefits the wealthy. This is also another provision holding up the Build Back Better Act, with some Democrats negotiating whether or not this number should be raised, and if so, how much. Here is Florida Senator Rick Scott explaining that Democrats in high tax states want taxpayers to subsidize their taxes.
Well, first off, let's think what this is. This is when a blue state like California, New York, Illinois, New Jersey have high state taxes. They want taxpayers from low state states that have smaller budgets to pay their taxes, a portion of their taxes, for a portion of their budgets. So a state like Florida, which our budget is about half of what New York's budget is per person, they want our taxpayers to subsidize their taxes. That's not right. That doesn't make any sense. So step one is Florida taxpayers, Texas taxpayers, all our states that have lower taxes, we shouldn't be subsidizing the budgets of New York, California, New York, New Jersey, all these ridiculous states that can't live within their means. That's number one. Number two is what they're doing, what they're also, how they're paying for this is they're cutting Medicaid in states across the country. Oh, only red states. States like Texas and states like Florida, they're cutting our Medicaid program, which makes no sense. So you're going to cut the program for the poor and give tax breaks to the rich. That doesn't make any sense. Now, we got elections next year. How can anybody in a red state that's seeing that in this bill, they're being asked to subsidize the rich in these blue states and have their Medicaid cut? How can they ever vote for this bill?
If you enjoyed the content in today's video, make sure to give it a like and leave a relevant comment below. Thank you so much, and I truly hope you have a great rest of your day.